Essentials, a program designed to inform owners of small and medium-sized enterprises on the complexities of operating in foreign markets. Today we will be speaking about one of two countries to experience 5 straight decades of economic growth over 5%. This country is known for its extensive use of technology and its popular culture. This country is Asian powerhouse South Korea. Today we brought in an actual business owner to assist.
I'm the owner of Bevingtons, a retail company that specializes in designer sunglasses and fashion that takes elements from Eastern and Western cultures. I'm currently looking to expand into South Korea or China.
But fashion trends vary between countries. How does your business counteract this?
While fashion trends may vary some between countries, currently we're seeing that people from around the world are looking for similar products.
Do you plan to open a retail location or partner with existing retailers in the country initially?
Initially, I hope to partner with existing retailers and grow the brand name before opening a retail location.
Now that we know a little about the company, we'll move on to the first of 3 advice segments. These segments will cover 3 key risks when operating in a foreign country. These risks are currency risk, culture risk, and country risk. Now to learn about culture.
As you may know, South Korean culture is a near polar opposite of American culture. This is especially apparent when looking at Hofstede's cultural dimensions. Like the other Asian countries, South Korea is a collective society that operates on Confucian values. It is important to be respectful and be aware of how it affects people's actions. So in order to improve your business relationships, showing your potential and current partners your willingness to work and learn to improve your business. However, make sure that you're always modest about accomplishments. This collective attitude also plays a part in relationship building. Personal relationships are the foundation to professional partnerships, so do not be surprised when you are asked questions that would be too personal in America. Therefore, some topics to consider include family, hobby, and sports. Be sure to answer honestly and respectfully. Again, modest is key. The next principle, kibun, or face, is another characteristic that is shared with other Asian cultures. The term refers to the Korean attitude of harmony in relationships and partnerships. This leads to a very indirect communication in order to avoid confrontation. Hofstede referred to this as high context, as situational factors such as body language and actions play a large part in communication. Make sure to always be punctual for meetings, even if your business partner is not. This will display your commitment. Bowing is a common practice in South Korea, so be prepared to do this in formal and informal settings. Handshaking is also common, but unlike in Western cultures, in Korea, light handshakes are expected. It is also seen as polite to use your left hand to support the shaking arm.
Currency risk is difficult to check, as currency fluctuates constantly and policy can change quickly. We will still analyze the current state of South Korea's currency, the won. The Korean won works in intervals of 1,000. This means that $1 is America, 1,000 won is in Korea. The won is currently exchanging with the US dollar at a rate of 1,141 to $1. But forecasts by Korea's largest brokerage firm shows the amount of won for a dollar to increase. With the won weakening, this is the perfect time to invest in Korea and expand in your business to the country. So let's look at the report now.
Well, the South Korean currency, the won, may plummet 10% this year. That is according to the country's largest brokerage firm. Now, while that does have people worried, others say the drop could boost South Korea's economy. Shane Ham explains.
A weaker won could be a win for South Korea's economy. Experts are predicting the Korean currency to weaken substantially against the U.S. dollar this year. But what's of concern is just how far it could fall and how much it will fluctuate.
The so-called G2 risk coming from China and the U.S. will likely be high this year, so the won will probably be weaker than last year. As a result, investments from abroad may slump momentarily, but overseas money will come in and out repetitively, leading to more worrisome currency volatility.
As the currency continues to soften, South Korea is at risk of deflation. The nation's consumer price index rose by a record low of 0.7% on year in 2015. Meantime, market forces like lower oil prices are also weighing on the won's value. And so policymakers are looking for other ways to drive economic growth in 2016.
External factors don't seem like they will improve in 2016. Eventually, a recovery will be led by higher domestic consumption, which will put inflationary pressure on consumer prices.
There will be signs of devaluation and currency wars in other countries, so the South Korean government will likely tolerate a slightly weaker won. But more importantly, there needs to be a smoothing policy so that the volatile currency doesn't lead to an economic slowdown.
Boosting inflation to enhance economic growth is a top priority for policymakers here. But with the nation's key interest rate already at an all-time record low and no further rate cut on the horizon, what you have left is a weaker currency through higher import prices from overseas investments. Shane Ham for CCTV.